Hi there, Lloyd Machedo. It's me and you from LloydMachedo.com. Who's Lloyd Machedo in Think Personal Branding? The date is 26th April 2018. Time right now is 5:35. Okay, I happened to watch Avengers Infinity Wars yesterday in the morning, the first show in Thailand. And I wrote down the review, but I didn't want to give it immediately because I wanted it to settle down. There was so much for me to put down. So I took my time and now I'm giving you the review. Mind you, this is a mega spoiler review, mega spoiler review. So only listen to this review only after you watch the movie. Please watch the movie first. So having said that, let's quickly move on. I'll tell you first what I liked about the movie. What did I love? What was great? And then I'll tell you what I absolutely hated about the movie or what I was confused or, on a neutral ground. Okay, first and foremost, what I loved about the movie. Now, for those of you who know, this is a movie that has been taking like almost 10 years in the coming. Just think about this, 10 years ago when Iron Man came out and you are like, wow. And that was the trend that started for people to wait until all the credits were done with, and then you'd see Nick Fury come in like, huh, what the hell is happening? So this movie was directed by Anthony Russo and Joe Russo for 300 to 400 million. That makes it bloody expensive. So it is like crazy expensive. A lot of CGI, a lot of effects, lots of talent, lots of people. I mean, I can't even imagine being in the director's chair, the amount of pressure that these two must have gone through, the amount of stress, the amount of, it's like a responsibility that they had to make sure that they do justice, because if they would mess up even slightly, they would get crucified. And yes, they didn't do it perfectly, but I'll tell you what it is. So first, what did I love about the movie? The movie was grand. It was absolutely larger than life. It was something like Star Wars versus Lord of the Rings versus Godfather. Star Wars, like the epic battles that were taking place. Lord of the Rings, like each and every character that was there, it was like, wow. And then you had the Godfather, the characterization, the connection that people would feel towards each and every character. All of it was there. I don't think it could have been done any better. The editing, oh my goodness, it was flawless. It's like on one side you see Thor fighting, on the other side you see Spider-Man fighting, and then you see Iron Man fighting, and then you see, Thanos. You go to Wakanda. You keep going to different, scenes, and each one of them is knotted over, and it takes you to another world. So the editing was absolutely flawless. Hats off to the guys who are doing the editing. The chemistry between Rocket Raccoon and Thor was really nice. I loved also the chemistry and the tension between Iron Man and Star-Lord. So it was great. Even Doctor Strange and Bruce Banner, I mean, I was like, oh wow, okay, they tend to have this chemistry between each other. The balance between all the characters, each and every character was kind of given screen time. The directors tried to do a really good job, but there were a few characters that were missed out, and I'll tell you who are they. The dialogue and the arguments between Star-Lord and Thor and Star-Lord and Iron Man, really nice, really enjoyable. Vision and the Hulk, that was like a total twist. I mean, they were supposed to be the most powerful. If you see the Avengers, the previous episodes, and you begin to think like they should be the main characters. But then the shock factor that they proved to be the weakest in the movie, and I'll tell you more about it later. Thor gets a new weapon, that is a Stormbreaker, courtesy Groot and Etitri. I hope I got that name, which apparently can kill Thanos. So that was another shocker. The manner in which Thanos rewinds time with a click of his finger to get the stone from Vision, it was like, ooh, my goodness, he can do that. And then obviously Stan Lee makes a cameo in the movie. So that was kind of good. The characters who die in this movie, Loki died within the first few minutes. I was like, ah, no, he can't die. And he dies in a really bad way. Heimdall dies. Doctor Strange dies. Heimdall died. I was like, why the fuck did you just kill him so fast? Doctor Strange is like, I couldn't believe it. Vision dies. I was like, no. Wanda Maximoff. I was like, no, can't be possible. Spider-Man, how could you kill Spider-Man? Black Panther died. That was a shocker. Bucky Barnes died, that was a shocker. Gamora died in a really bad way. I was like, I don't know why, but deep down I was like, yes, she died. Groot died, I was sad. Drax was destroyed, I didn't give a damn. Mantis died, I was sad. Sam Wilson died, I was like, okay, so. Nick Fury died, I was like, doesn't matter. Maria Hill died, okay. Unexpected bits of the movie. Now, this is the unexpected bits. Like I said, many of the top Marvel characters died in the beginning, and towards the end, the majority died. So you kind of felt like, okay, it's something like in the DC universe, Superman died, he will come back, so you kind of know that's going to happen. The part that really shocked me and is like Hulk getting bashed up, thoroughly hammered. He was, I mean, his ass was handed to him by Thanos. I was like, whoa, this is fucking cool. You know, it's good to see Hulk getting bashed up. And that was really nice. The manner in which Thanos kills Loki was cold-blooded, and the way he killed Gamora was a sight to behold. I mean, I don't know why, but I felt like, oh, yes. You know, it's good to see something cold-blooded like that once in a while. And Red Skull made a cameo appearance in the movie. I was like, okay, that's something to think about. Now, the amazing battle scenes, which were like, whoa, because I'm going to watch the movie again because I need to see them. Thanos versus Thor and the Asgardian ship, that was right at the beginning, right in your face. Then you have Vision and Wanda Maximoff. They fight against Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive. Sorry, I have to read it. Okay, then you have Iron Man, Strange, Wong, Spider-Man versus Ebony, Maw, and Carl Odison. I wish they didn't kill these characters. Then you have Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man versus Star-Lord, Drax, and Mantis. That was a good one. Drax, Mantis, I'm sorry, I forgot even Raccoon. Raccoon was there. Let me write it down. I keep forgetting Raccoon. Okay, then you had the main battle on Wakanda with all the guys versus Thanos. That was like, okay. The amazing bits of the movie, that was how Thanos. Now, this is the important part, okay? The really amazing bit of the movie was Thanos. The way the directors kind of showed the character, made people connect with the character. For once, it was like really nice to see that, you know, unlike DC Comics and Steppenwolf, they didn't make the character just senseless and only CGI. Here, they made people really, really love the character, really want to understand him. It's like he had his value systems in place. He had character, and so much of screen time was given to only Thanos. And that really kind of made me, as a viewer, as a fan, love Thanos, the character. I never thought I would love one character more than all the other characters, but it was something like Darth Vader. You know, when Darth Vader came, instead of people hating him, people started to love him. People started to follow him. So that is the impact Thanos had in this movie. And the manner in which, the other thing was, the manner in which Iron Man, Spider-Man, Mantis, Doctor Strange, Star-Lord, Raccoon, really, and Drax, I think, nearly defeated Thanos. I don't know, Raccoon was there, not there. They defeated Thanos. They nearly defeated him. That was like, wow. It's like, you know, you like to see a fight, a real fight where so many things are, you know, put on the table where you don't know which side the battle is going to go. And this was really a battle worth watching. It was not like, you know, just one-sided, and towards the end, it's more like the good guys succeed. But this was really a struggle, and you really got drawn to it to see, are they going to defeat the guy? Okay, now comes the part which I didn't like, or I felt was stupid, or I hated. The first part was Bruce Banner overacting. I felt that was really retarded. I mean, come on. Why are you making him act so cheesy and stupid? The trend started off with Thor Ragnarok, and now here Bruce is again acting like an idiot, which is wrong. I really felt it was wrong. Then Hulk acting like a small child. No, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. It destroys the image that you have of the Hulk, that the really mad, bad, crazy guy. In fact, the trailers were misleading. They showed Hulk coming to fight in the Battle of Wakanda, and here he does not fight. Then Bruce Banner in the Hulkbuster, which I felt was stupid. Then Doctor Strange surrenders the Time Stone to Thanos in exchange for the life of Stark. That didn't make sense at all. What are you trying to do? How can you make the plot so silly that a guy would surrender the fate of the universe for one person? That didn't make sense at all. Logically, it didn't make sense. You're trying to define a character. Now you suddenly move to, oh, he's my friend, I'll sacrifice the universe for him. That was stupid, okay? The silly humor in which Star-Lord tried to kill Gamora, when Star-Lord tried to kill Gamora, and when Gamora tried to kill herself, it just moved into bubbles. I couldn't understand, like, why? Why do you can just show the weapon vanishing. Why do you show bubbles? I felt that was stupid. Spider-Man's suit was cartoonish. That was really bad. Iron Man's suit was way over the top. It's one thing to have extra fittings come out of your suit. It's a totally another thing when such a massive, huge thing starts coming out from everywhere and you say, oh, it's nanotechnology. It really looked cartoonish. You had Pepper Potts, you had the Collector, you had War Machine, you had Wong, you had Black Widow. I don't think they did anything worthwhile, but you had to include them because there were so many characters. Okay, Loki and Heimdall, they died too soon. Loki did at least something worthwhile, but then Heimdall, he just died sending Hulk back to Earth. I was like, come on, you could have given him something more important there. And because there were so many characters, the entire cast of the Black Panther, they were all just extras in the movie, and no one in particular did anything remarkable other than just fight. And if you really ask me what really stood out about what I had mixed feelings for, the entire movie was created so that part 2 would be made. In a way, it was like, okay, so you've done all this. In a way, it's good. It's really good because now we kind of want to see what will happen next. But I felt maybe they could have had an entire movie for Thanos, maybe an entire movie, and then move towards Infinity Wars. Maybe that could have been done. I was really disappointed where Hulk was concerned. Really, really disappointed, terribly disappointed. Like I said, there were too many characters, absolutely too many characters, and the danger of, when you have two directors, just two guys, having the creative control for all the characters, it'll just move in one direction instead of it moving in different creative directions where each character gets its own like, feel, and personality. That was not there. Another thing is, if you have not watched the previous Marvel movies, all you'll see in this movie is guys fighting. The whole movie is nothing but fighting, fighting, fighting. So only a hardcore Marvel fan would like the movie. And last, if not the least, I mean, if you look at it from bare bones, the entire movie was just fights. That's it. There was not a storyline per se. They tried to add a little bit of story, but then I feel the reason why he added the story is otherwise it just becomes senseless fights. Okay? But having said that, I'm trying to play the devil's advocate, good, bad, ugly. This is, without a doubt, it is a very complex movie. Very complex, very powerfully directed. Great dialogues, apt humor. Sometimes it was stupid like the Hulk. Dark theme, which I really liked. Brilliant transition from one war scene to another. Fantastic editing. The guys on the editing team should get an Oscar for this. Really well choreographed action. I think the biggest shocker was that the heroes whom we thought were invincible were actually the weakest, especially Vision and the Hulk. Chris Pratt was fat, so that's good. Thanos was like the magnum opus. Without Thanos, this movie wouldn't stand. The transitions were impeccable. Peter Dinklage, I hope I got his name right. He was a giant in this movie, so I was like, oh wow, okay, something new. The war scenes were amazing. Battle sequence were perfect. Tons of action, but sometimes it's like for someone who doesn't know, it's a bit senseless. And overall, it was massive. It was really, truly a massive undertaking. So even if I'm criticizing the movie, I would say the Russos have done a job which was, it's like you could have done one thing wrong and everything would have gone bad, but I think they pulled it off. The movie's not perfect, mind you, the movie's not perfect, but for a Marvel fan, it was like, wow. I really think they should have come out with a Thanos movie before they did the Marvel Avengers. That would have really added more value. But having said that, the movie is done. I'm actually going to watch it another time. I've watched it once. I'm going to see it again. And if you ask me, I would say, do watch it. Do watch it. You must watch it. This is by far the movie I'd give a perfect 10 out of 10. Really great movie. But like I said, not perfect. But it's because I'm a Marvel fan, I would say, yes, it is. I like it. But then again, it shouldn't have fucked up Hulk's character. Anyway, that's my view. Anyway, let me know what you think. Live from Machedo.com, who's live Machedo in Thick Person Branding, giving you his views on Avengers Infinity Wars, the total spoiler review. I'd love to know what you think. I really love. Good, bad, ugly. Let me know what you think. Like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't like, give it a thumbs down. This is me signing off for now. Take care. Bye.